Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. All right, another week of SNS. So we've got a lot of good mix-up of content for you again this week, and I've also got another video that's going to follow SNS. If you remember last week, I talked about we were going to be having the concrete work done, and that was done this past Saturday. I've got the new garage and the new patio slabs out here poured, and I took video of that. So we've got a separate video on that. It's going to come out after SNS, so be sure to check that out. And just really exciting times for me. I talk about it in the video, how just truly thankful I am to be able to continue making these slow progresses around my shop here that I've been wanting to do for some time. And you know, I've got a few more things that I'd like to do, and I'm trying to work myself toward those goals. And it's just all because of you guys out there. You know, this YouTube community and everybody that supports me has really contributed to me growing the shop the way it has, and I really hope that it continues. I mean, I have more growth here that I would like to do as time moves forward, and continue to grow and improve and add some things, and possibly add another section of the shop out here on the concrete, you know. But we got a long ways to go, and I'm going to continue working at it and bringing you the videos every week that I can, and hopefully you'll continue to follow along and enjoy the content that I bring to you. By the way, I've been a little bit kind of under the weather this week. I'm not really sick, but I've got some kind of cough. I don't know what it is, and it's just been bugging me every day, and sometimes I start coughing and I just can't stop for a little while. But it's kind of got my throat a little bit irritated. It's a little bit irritating to talk. But anyway, I'm gonna make my video just like I always do. It's winter down here in the south, man. The winter touched Florida just this past day. You know, we got that cold front moved down, so I'm sure a lot of you guys watching are, you know, dealing with the snow and the sleet and everything. But it's a little chilly down here. It's gonna be getting down into the 30s at night for the next few days, I think, down here in Florida. So that's pretty cold. But I'm not complaining. I like it. All you do is bundle up, put a beanie on and a long sleeve, and it's all good. So last weekend, I picked up a new Kamado Joe grill. That's a ceramic grill, kind of like the Big Green Egg. It's basically the same type of thing. And this was an unexpected purchase. I wasn't planning it. A Kamado is something that I have been eyeballing for quite a while. Excuse me. You know, the ceramic type grills are really cool, and they do a great job. So of course, you know, I'm into the barbecuing thing, and I'd like to have one, you know, but they're very expensive. So I was going to put that off for a long time, you know, and just kind of wait around. And you know, I wanted to get my smoker built, which I still plan on doing. But anyway, this opportunity to buy this almost new Kamado Joe, it's the Big Joe, fell in my lap. And I took advantage of it because I'd never find another one at this price. I got it for a really good deal. All right, so I jumped on the opportunity and picked the thing up. Now I got a Kamado Joe. All right, the content for this week's SNS is going to be me attempting to fix the latch which broke on it. There's a dome latch that holds the top of the grill down. And when I was bringing it home, I didn't have a strap over the top of the grill. I had it, you know, holding the rest of the grill down. And there was an area that I was hitting some bumps, you know, where they dig a trench through the road and they put asphalt and it kind of sinks down, and the trailer slammed that. And all of that slamming just broke this little latch. You see what I'm talking about here? But anyway, I contacted Kamado, and I didn't hear from them for a couple of days, and since then they have returned my call, and they're replacing this part under warranty. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it in time because I plan on using it this coming weekend for our family Christmas party. I want to do some cooks with it. So last night I was out here and I wanted to try to fix this latch. So that's the footage that I'm going to bring to you this week, and stay tuned and see whether I can get this latch fixed or not. But regardless if I do or don't, I've got another latch coming from Kamado. All right. I've also got some footage of moving the welding table over to the other side. I was handling that kind of stuff while the guys were out there doing the concrete work this past weekend. So we got a little bit of that, getting the table set over there. So we're gonna share with you that. And we got the Kamado footage and whatever else I got there to bring to you, okay? All right, so that's gonna be about it for this episode. I did wanna mention this real quick. So this book right here was sent to me by my friend Richard Adams. He's out in West Covina, California. I went on the motorcycle ride with him, and he says this is a book that he found and wanted to send it to me. It's called Dies, and this is a republication of this book, and it's very interesting. I was going to tell you, it says copyright 1985. The original copyright was in 1902 and also in 1917 by the Norman W. Henley Publishing Company. And just real quick, here's one page. It's full of cool old pictures like this right here, showing press and stamping machines. And the whole book is just full of information on dies, you know, and stamping and pressing and all kind of stuff like that. Lots of cool pictures of these old machines from back in that time span. So Richard, thank you for the book. Another great one to add to the collection, and some good bedside reading there, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get to our footage, and I hope you enjoy this week, all right? So I'm out here in the shop getting some stuff done while the guys are doing the concrete work, and pulled out some old relics here. This is some railroad iron that come from my old shop. We used to have a couple links of it that was always around there. It was around there for years. And back whenever we were cleaning the shop out, you know, we were downsizing, cleaning out, and scrapping. I took one of those pieces of railroad iron and cut me 3 what's going to be anvils in the future out of one of those pieces. And then the other piece, we ended up scrapping it. I have no idea where this railroad iron had come from, where it originated. I just know that it was at my dad's shop. He had 2 pieces of it down there. If I had to guess, it came from the Navy Yard, because my granddad bought many things out there at the Navy Yard for the machine shop. Now one of them, you could see some of the writing, or the castings in it, I mean. There's a little bit of it right there. Doesn't really say much. This right here says Westco. Alright, and this was one that was at the shop that I found when I started working for Dad. There's no telling where he got it from, you know, or where it came from anyway. But that was kind of what I was modeling mine after right there. And the only thing that I ever did was I set it up in the mill, and I milled a point on it. And that's as far as I ever got. Never took it any further. But one of these days, I'd like to get back on that project and get those complete. Or at least one of them anyway, you know, get one of them made. So this could be another project for the shop here in the future. So what I'm trying to do right now, while the guys are doing the concrete, actually, I'm getting ready to move the welding table. We're going to move it over to the new side over here, and I was getting it set up, ready to pick up, and it's actually a lot heavier on this side, so I think what I'm going to have to do is just kind of pull it out. It would probably do it right there, but it's starting to pivot a little on this side, so I may pull it out that way I can get it in behind on the back side with the pallet jack, and then grab it from the heavier side. This is going to make moving stuff around so easy. See, let's crank it up and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right, see, we got it up. All right, we got her up. It's a little bit heavy. I don't know. See how it's kind of bouncing a little bit? So we may reposition it. Get around here on that back side, but hey, we got it removed, huh? We're gonna get it done. I think we're gonna roll with it just like it is. I added a chuck up there for some extra weight, and I think it's gonna be balanced like it is. So we'll just go out this door, right in the other door. And I got a camera for the ride along. Not bad, not bad. Man, that was pretty easy. Now I just got to figure out where I want to set it. What I'm probably going to end up doing with this table, I got a lot of more organizing to do in the shop here. One of the plans is I want to buy myself a toolbox to go out here that's just used for hand tools, mechanic tools, wrenches, all that kind of stuff, and do away with the toolboxes that's sitting on there now, wasting space. And I'm probably going to end up having to reconfigure the vise location, maybe for the big vise and the arbor press. That corner of the table has a bend to it, so not really going to use that corner back there for a work area, but just for now I'm going to get it kind of set where I want, and I'll figure out eventually how I need to tweak it, you know, in here to make the best use of the floor space here. So here's one of my things. I wanted to make sure that the table would reach the TIG torch. So I got plenty of lead here. All right, that's not going to be an issue. So I think I can go a little bit further back with the table after I answer this phone. First bandsaw cuts in the new enclosed area of the shop. Just making a couple of 4x4 steel pads to go under two sides of the table just to kind of even it out since the concrete is just slightly sloped here. Perfect level. So we finally got our spot in the front of the shop here cleared out for our shaper. So this is where the big G&E shaper is going to go for now anyway. I'm planning on just rolling it straight into the shop here, and then just like the welding table, the gantry crane there can just straddle over it, and it'll all be a nice little unit right here in the front of the shop. Alright, so this is coming together a little bit. Finally got our work table on this side. This is pretty much where I believe I'm going to keep the fume extractor for now anyways. I got room still for more grinders along this area here. And the bandsaw, that's kind of what it's going to look like once I have it set up. I want to clean it really good and repaint it, and then we'll get it off that little roll stand and set it right here. But we're going to wait a little while before we do that. I want it mobile so that I can get in there and build my shelves the way I want. And I've been using the heck out of that little power hacksaw lately. Even today we made a few cuts. I made some cuts last night, so it's real convenient having that little saw just to make little quick fast cuts here and there. All right, so that's kind of what I was trying to get done this weekend. You know, the guys getting the concrete done out there now. They're doing their trialing right now, and I wanted to get this moved. And the next step is to try to get the little shaper picked up and moved out. I've got a buyer that wants to come and pick that up, so we're going to try to get that done maybe next weekend. So still got a little bit more to do in there, and see if I can get that shaper to the front of the shop. So this is the new Kamado Joe that I picked up last weekend. I've got a separate video that I filmed on this over on the A-Bomb Adventures channel. I got a card up at the top there if you care to check that out. And I kind of go over the grill, talk about it. But I'll tell you, like I told on that video, this is something that came up and I call it a purchase of opportunity. It was a really, really good buy that just fell in my lap. So I took advantage of that because, you know, this is the type of grill that I have wanted for quite some time, but they're very expensive, and I did not want to invest the money in an expensive grill like this at this time. I wanted to just kind of wait it out and hopefully down the road be able to get one. But this one came up, I was able to jump on it. I didn't spend a lot of money on it, and it's almost new. It's not a year old. It's been used a few times. So what happened whenever I was bringing it home was this new style. This is the new generation. There it is looking inside. We got all the grill grates for it there, and the griddles. But right here, see where those two studs are? There's a latch that goes right there that latches that lid completely shut whenever you're cooking. And whenever I was bringing it home, on the most of the trip, I didn't have a strap holding the lid or the dome of it down, and I guess all of the bouncing, that little latch just wouldn't hold together, and it broke. And unfortunately, it happened right at the end of the trip too, man. I mean, I seen it when the lid came up. So that latch is broke. I took it off because I've been trying to figure out what I was going to do, you know, order a replacement. Tried to get with Kamado today on the phone, and I had to fill out a form for a warranty, and I never heard back from anybody. So I've got that off. We're going to go on the other side of the shop, take a look at it, and I'm going to attempt to weld that thing together. I believe it's aluminum. On the website it says it's stainless steel, but I don't think it is. I think it's aluminum. It feels really light. It feels like aluminum that's chrome plated. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to attempt to fix that. I'm sure I'm going to be able to get another one from Kamado, but I'm in a hurry to be able to use this grill because this coming up Friday night, I'm going to be doing some cooking for the family. We got our family Christmas party this weekend, and I wanted to utilize this thing, and I need to be able to latch that. Now I could put a strap on it, like a bungee cord, something, and hold it down, but I really want to get the latch working. So that's what we're going to work on. So let's go ahead and jump to it, see if I can get her welded together. So this is the latch for the Kamado where it broke. Goes together like that. So it is aluminum. I did a little spot drill right there on that face so that I could determine, I can tell by the chips what it is. I mean, and I could feel the chips, and I knew it was aluminum. So I don't know, or I'm calling it aluminum. I don't know if it's that, you know, cheap pot metal or magnesium or anything like that, but I'm going to attempt to weld it. So we'll have to do a little bit of grinding so that it'll kind of V it out to give me some area for a filler metal and a bead to go in and get rid of that chrome, and I'll see if I can spot it together. This is kind of like worst case scenario right here, because I know that I'll be getting another one from Kamado. I just don't know when I'll be able to get one. So this is just going to be an attempt to fix it. If it doesn't, no big deal, but maybe I can stick it together. definitely chrome plated. I can see the copper in it. I got both parts dressed so that it's got a V there that hopefully will weld. Now the problem I'm running into is being able to hold all this together so that I can attempt to tack it off. So what I did, I determined what this thickness is in here, and I determined that to be 15 millimeters, 590 thousandths. So I just took a little piece of cold roll and faced one end and parted it off 15 millimeters wide. And I'm going to use this, I'm going to set it in there just like so, and be able to hopefully get in here with a C-clamp now and clamp it just like that to hold it all together. I was trying to tighten the clamp up, and the bottom piece actually kind of popped out of the vise there, so I think this is going to work out pretty good. Hopefully I can get in there and try to tack those two off, and then we've got our bottom area right there to attempt the weld. So I can just clamp it. I can just clamp the C-clamp just like this. Alright, that might work out right there. Okay, I think it's time to give this thing a try, so I'm going to set it up, and this will be the first weld on the welder in the new shop area here. Made a little test run on a little piece of aluminum, and I did okay on that. So here we go. We're going to give it a try. Well, it looks like it's trying to stick, although it was falling apart at first, but I think I'm getting it. Yeah, man. Look at that. Let's try for the other side. I'm holding the foot pedal. I mean, as soon as it starts, I'm right there. I'm not really giving it any more amperage. I'm actually very surprised. It's welding together. Wow, and it actually looks decent too. TIG torch is leaking because the torch itself is leaking. It's been doing that. I got to replace it. Just ain't got around to it yet. So yes, I mean, I know it's leaking. I always have guys that say, hey, your TIG torch leaking. Try not to overheat it too much. It welds a little bit dirty at first, but it's cleaning it, and it's cleaning itself out as I'm welding it. Bad. All right, I think I need to try to spot the sides a little bit. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, flowed in good. Man, I gotta say, I'm very surprised that this thing welded together, but I'm very happy that it has, and I'm hoping that it'll actually hold too. I feel like it's a decent quality weld. I seen it cleaning and flowing in there good as I was welding it. I tried to get some video, so I don't know how that's going to turn out until I actually go in and preview it, but hopefully gave you a little bit better arc shot that I've been able to get you before. But you know, on top of that, what I got to say is that it's a good feeling being able to do a little job here for the very first time on this side of the shop. You know, I've got this whole little welding area set up right here, and so far everything's working out great. You know, got my welding table right here that I use with the little mini, little Wilton Mini right here, and everything just worked out good, you know, so I'm real happy about that. Kind of exciting moment right now. So I'm just kind of letting this thing cool a little bit and take it out of the clamp, knock that piece out of there, and see if I can get it fitted back up. Okay, try to get you a little better shot of it now that it's welded up. You can still see the crack on the inside, but I'm afraid of trying to get in there and get that welded and then blow it out of there. So I'm going to leave it just like that. All right, so there it is. Now I just got to kind of put everything back together. There's another piece that goes in here that's part of the latch, and there's a screw that goes in there. So I need to get that in there and then knock it back into the bracket that it goes in, which is this guy right here. It's going to go in there like that with a spring. All right, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll go mount it back on the grill. Well, I got it back together and it's working. So now got to mount it up and see if it actually works. And hopefully if it works, it ain't going to break again. All right, that's where it's going to go. Nice. I'm just trying to get it centered now. All right, that feels pretty good. I think that's going to work, guys. Look at that. Man. Wow, what a relief, man. Make sure y'all got the shot there. That is way cool. I thought I was going to be having to buy one of those from Kamado or get it as a warranty anyway, but they haven't responded yet. Now, they ain't no telling when I'm going to be able to get one. I'm still going to go ahead and get one just in case this thing doesn't hold, because it's not, I won't say it's 100% through and through weld, but hopefully no more rides down the road. So this thing isn't beating and banging. This thing is extremely heavy, and hopefully that is going to work out just fine right there. Awesome. Super excited. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little repair right here, and we'll see you real soon, okay? This is a quick camera mount that I had fabbed up for the tripod that I have so that I could use the Noga and mount another GoPro on it at the same time. And it's nothing more than just a simple steel plate that I had on my rack. It was something that I had cut out, and all I did was just set the thing up, drill and tap it for 1/4 which is a standard size for camera mounts. And I got a couple pictures here just going through what I done. I just found the center, punched it, drilled it, tapped it, and on one end of it I had used one of the GoPro sticky mounts so that I could mount one of the cameras on there using the GoPro style mount. And then I left enough room behind that mount so that I could stick the Noga on there, you know, the mag base, and then use the Noga and be able to utilize the tripod and hold my Noga and hold my, you know, second GoPro there for time-lapse type photography. And this is just a short video, something that you would typically find on my Instagram page that I would post up during the day. I'm using a 1/4 spiral fluted tap there, going 1/2 inch deep, and I just love using those taps, and they make such a pretty thread coming out of there, and I just wanted to kind of capture one of those holes that I was tapping. From the 1/4 20 tap, we jump all the way up to a 1" 8 tap. This is in the Kearns horizontal boring mill. Another one of those rods where I have 1" tapped holes on each end of the rod. And again, I just set my camera up and tried to capture something. This is the quickie that I could put on Instagram during the day, as well as a couple pictures of the rod that I was making there. And I showed that before. That's an adapter that I had modified with a number 5 Morse taper shank in. And I drilled it and bored it to fit a 1" tap. And I used 2 set screws to drive the square shank of it. It works really well. I'm just working that thing back and forth like you would a hand tap, and it always works real good for me. Use plenty of lubricant. Got that dark cutting oil that I use in there. It never gives me a problem. Here's a couple pictures showing the hole after it's tapped, and after I cleaned all the chips off, what it looks like. And one more short video for you. This is a small shaft that I made this week at work. That is for an all-Weiler hot oil pump. That's the small version, so it's a small shaft there. I'm using a piece of 2" 4140 stock, and I got a good sample there that I'm copying. Making a new one as needed for the job, and I got a couple pictures there after this video showing the completed shaft.